Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our Link's Awakening remake. Our Link's Awakening remake Let's Play. You know what I'm trying to say. Interesting start. Last episode we finished off doing a bunch of that fishing minigame, trying to find those rare fish that I was mentioning, because we can get quite a few rewards by catching them, and at the expense of not only my time but also the joint in my thumb, I have successfully caught them, and I'm gonna have a few clips of me catching them play right here. So let's get right into them. You can see me kind of just fishing, you know. I thought I'd show the fish showing up, and there's our first rare catch. That is, of course, the Cheep Cheep. We've seen this a few times in this game before, whether it be in dungeons or I believe we also got a Cheep Cheep figure. So it's shown that they're on Koholint, but we weren't able to catch one up until we completed our last main dungeon. Now that we're able to catch one, though, let's sink that lure right over there. And of course, I've already technically caught this Cheep Cheep. I'm looking at this in hindsight, but it is a bit of a pain. They fight back real hard and kind of destroy your thumb. And as you can see, probably pretty soon here. Yes, so the Cheep Cheep has like a weird jump out of the water. It does. And if I was to give you one piece of advice for catching the Cheep Cheep, when it does that, let go. Fighting back at all while the Cheep Cheep is jumping out of the water is almost an assured way to snap your line. And with how rare the Cheep Cheep already is, snapping your line when you've got one right in front of you can be really, really annoying. Luckily, I didn't have that happen. This is actually the first Cheep Cheep I found. And before I found the next rare fish, I actually found a few more. So I do think the Cheep Cheep's slightly more common than the other fish we'll be catching today. But this one was actually the biggest one I caught. So that's pretty cool. My first Cheep Cheep was huge. So I got a nice chunk of pocket change for catching it, as well as the other reward. As you'll see here, 30.94, very nice. Got 40 rupees for that, and a secret seashell. So, trying to collect all those, you'll need to, unfortunately, catch the Cheep Cheep. But we've got one more rare fish to catch, as you can see here. Switching on over, reeling in that little line, and get a good cast there, and it should be showing up. Yep, and I guess this isn't really a fish. That's the blooper. We've seen the blooper before as well. He's a bit of a pain to catch. I'll tell you that for sure. I accidentally hooked this tiny little fish here, I guess. I'd say he's probably slightly easier than the Cheep Cheep, just because it's not as good at snapping your line, but it did take longer. It fights back a lot more consistently, and can actually like stop you from from reeling it in pretty easily. But as you can see here, I was able to hook it, I believe, like right around here. It's kind of hard to tell when it locks on your lure until it turns its little head and it literally makes an arrow like that. There it is, latched on. And the way it fights back is kind of going to the side like that. Don't fight back when it does that. Your line will snap. Another good thing to note about the blooper too is for catching your first blooper, you do get a reward. I believe that being the heavyweight lure, as we'll get very soon here. Kind of just spoiled it. But you need a blooper of a certain size to get the other reward. Lucky for me, this was my first blooper, and it was large enough. It's a pretty big blooper. But if you're having a bit of trouble and you catch one and it's not the right size, don't be discouraged. You just got to keep going. You can farm quite a few rupees through just kind of waiting and catching the smaller fish. I was able to do that, as we'll see once we get back to it. I have quite a few extra rupees, which is very nice. But there we go. Catching that blooper. Look at him chilling in the water. Caught a blooper. Usually it's the other way around. Don't really know what that means. 45.65 inches. It is a big blooper. We got 60 rupees for that, so a nice chunk of change. And we get the heavyweight lure, of course. Catch the deepest fish, and then we also, since it was so big, we get ourselves a secret seashell. Very nice, and that's the rewards we can get for now. I thought I'd demonstrate what the heavyweight lure does in this game, though. It's as you could probably guess, it sinks really fast to the bottom of the little pond here, and it's very good at catching the what's it called? I'm blanking. At catching the heavyweights at the bottom. Here we go. There we are. Got him all hooked. We should be able to reel him in nice and easy. Of course, this one is just kind of showing off the heavyweight lure. You've seen me catch a fish plenty of times, but there we go. And any second, I think we get him reeled in. I don't think he's really worth that much, but I just thought I'd demonstrate how fast the lure sinks. Might as well catch fish on the way. So he's giving me a lot of fight there at the top, it seems. And come on. It's really funny to watch back at this. There we go. We caught ourselves that big old green fish. So we should get a nice little chunk of rupees for that. Yeah, 26, I'll take that. Not as much as the rare fish, but quite a few. And with that being said, let's get right back into what we were planning today. Other than that, of course, now we have those extra secret seashells and what's it called? The heavyweight lure, although we probably won't get much use out of that today, if at all. You'll actually notice as well that the pond is currently glowing, and I just recently figured out that that means that the Cheep Cheeps and bloopers are more likely to spawn. So if you're having a little bit of trouble, maybe leave a house and go back in and come check this, see if it's glowing, and I've been told that that increases your luck at getting those to spawn. Again, it was kind of a huge pain in catching those guys, so if for whatever reason that's the one part of the game you're okay with not completing, I don't blame you. I consider that a fair choice. They were definitely a pain to catch, so I can't fault you too much for that. But now we're going to get right back on our main quest. We're going to play Mambo's Mambo and warp up to Dompe's Shack. But don't worry, we've been there enough today, or recently. We're not going to head back in and do a few dungeon trials. We're actually going to work on saving Koholint, which we've been putting off for quite a while, for our fun little dungeon escapades, or our dungeon chamber escapades, as well as apparently a nice little fishing trip. If you notice my movements are a little finicky, it is because, and I'm not just making this up, my thumb genuinely hurts from catching those fish. I did it just a little bit ago, like 10-ish minutes ago was when I caught that blooper, and it genuinely was painful. Pressing A that much really hurt my thumb. To your path is not easy, but you're almost there. Go east, the windfish is getting restless. So we've been up here before. I think we got like a piece of heart or something. We've got a little bit of fun stuff up here. But now we're actually heading back up because we need to on our main quest. But don't worry, along the way we've got a lot of collectibles we can grab that can make us just a little bit stronger before heading into the next dungeon. Let's take all these guys out. Got no reason to deal with them. We've done this puzzle plenty of times. We can get here through here pretty easy. And of course we've got our little chicken friend following us. Let's head down here. We can dash across here. Take out a few keys on the way just because. Oh, almost got hit by that gel. Can I grab that heart? I can. In fact, we walk right up the stairs as well. Now, in this room, we can actually start getting a few new rewards. Let's equip our hookshot over there, and grab this little chest. Got a nice chunk of 50 rupees. Not that we're really running low on rupees at this point. We just broke 1,000, which is kind of cool. Now, the way across, it might seem like a little difficult. You can kind of jump across here if he pushes down, but I might as well demonstrate what the blue rooster does. He lets us fly, which is a little cool. We're definitely going to get some good use out of this a bit later. But for now, let's leave on out of here right now. And this should look familiar if you guys have been following along with the Let's Play. We've been in the Tal Tal Mountain Range in this little area a few times before. Namely, to go down there, which I believe was like Angler's Tunnel or something. But now, we're going to head right on over here. And you got a secret seashell, hide in right below this waterfall. So be careful sneaking around there, but you can dive down and get another secret seashell. Very, very nice. We're actually also then going to climb right up here. Deal with this little Tektite. There we go. Take him out with our little sword beam. Thank you, Koholint sword. And we've got a few extra little bonus things we're going to grab as well. One of them being right here. Let's get a bomb equipped and throw it down there. And we should, yep, get another secret seashell. So doing pretty good on that front right now. Well, I guess this is technically our 4th this episode if you consider the fish we caught. There's actually a bit more we can do over there, but first we're going to jump over this way. Got another secret seashell in this location. We got to deal with this little beetle first and lift this rock up, and we got, yet again, another secret seashell. So I definitely will take that. Now we're going to head a little bit out of the way. We're going to have to do a little bit of backtracking later, but if we head over here and calmly cross this little gap here with our hook shot, we can get a few, not there, we can get a few little bonus items a little bit early. We'll be coming back over here later, so if you're a bit nervous about coming over here or you don't want to for whatever reason, don't sweat it too much. We'll have time to come back and get this stuff later. Jump down here, take these guys out, hopefully grab you. Place a little bomb at this door, kind of see where it goes. That's not where we're heading quite yet. You can probably guess based on the location of that staircase why we're going to need to backtrack later. Let's head out here, and then I don't think there's anything we can do in here other than leave, so we might as well. Yep, okay, there's that heart piece from a little bit before. We saw it on the left of the screen when we came out of that little staircase, but there we go. Let's grab that. And now let's head back into this main room. Here, let's take you down. Up here. And then we're going to jump right down here. I believe we're actually getting close to being able to get a full other heart, which is kind of exciting. Let's hook shot across here. I guess we could use the bird, but our hook shot's cool. I like using my hook shot, so take out these keys as well. And sneak out this little back door right here. And then we'll dash down here, and we got that baby Moldorm. Might be a little tough dodging these rocks, but you should be fine. Just be a bit careful. If they hit you, it's only like a heart. It's not that big of a deal. Knocking you off the ladder is a little annoying, I'll tell you that. Take that Moldorm down, lift up this rock, and we got ourselves another secret seashell. So we're getting quite a few of these. How many are we at now? 46. We're getting close to being done with that little quest, which is kind of exciting. Let's take down this Moldorm and pop that chest open. And got another set of 50 rupees. I'll take that for sure. Let's jump across here. I guess not really jump, just kind of waltz across. Drop down here. Block that. Take these guys out. And I don't think there's anything we can do in this room quite yet, but we might as well blow it up and check just to be safe. The little rooster getting a little close to that bomb, but it's all right. He's apparently invincible. So let's head up here. And again, I don't think we can really do anything in here yet. No, we definitely cannot. There's a flamethrower in our way. But we'll be coming back to that in a little bit, so don't worry too much. I just thought I'd run over here and grab these collectibles for now, just to show you guys what you need, just in case, because this next dungeon is actually quite tough. So let's dash on over here, and we find ourselves another piece of art. So very nice. Now, if we drop down here, you'll see we're actually kind of back. We haven't been in this area in quite a while, but we head up here, maybe. Check out what this little guy has to say. Music, the fish stirs in the egg. You are there. I also don't think there's anything in this cave. I think we've already cleared it out, but I'm going to check real quick just to be sure. Yeah, we've already cleared out this cave. Now is when we're actually going to have to do a little bit of backtracking, though. So let's play Mambo's Mambo and warp on back to Dompe's shack and get it back up to where we were. This was a little bit of what's it called? A little bit out of our way, but by getting that heart piece, getting that secret seashell, we don't have to worry about it later. And, you know, maybe if you're one piece of heart off from having a new heart, you're able to get your own new one. How many are we off from now? Oop. Okay. Got one more. We can get a new what's it called? A new heart, but I think we might actually get one sometime soon if I'm remembering correctly. Let's dash on over here, climb back up this ladder. Again, we've seen this literally a little bit earlier this episode, so not anything new. You guys should know how to do this. Yep, get you away, get you away. Walk to the right. Take on this very, very difficult puzzle. Sneak down these staircases. Dash here, and I think, what? Oh, kind of hesitated a little bit there and had to pay for it with damage from that keys. Take you down. We don't need to use the rooster. We can kind of dash across there with our Pegasus boots, hop those little balloons, then head back down here. We're getting close to where we were before. Not going to be much longer, so don't worry. And right over, give it a nice little jump. Right over here, climb up this little staircase, take down that Tektite, and head into this little room right here. Here we are. Here's actually a very, very important item that I'm glad we're picking up now. We're going to need... Here, let's pick up our little buddy. These rocks look like you can push them. I don't actually think you can. So you're going to need to use the actual bird to fly around there. And especially here, let's grab our little buddy, fly around this little corner, and right over here, and get our hands on... Not what I meant to do. Get our hands on the bird key. Very fitting that we had to use our little blue rooster to get over here. You'll also notice a little crevice down there at the bottom left. I'll point out where that is right now. That's a completely unnecessary little detour. So no reason to really take it, unless you're sightseeing, I guess. But you can kind of guess it's down in this little area right here. It's kind of just to show you, if you don't know what to do, that you need something to get the key. So you don't need to go that way. There's nothing over there. There's no chest or anything as far as I'm aware. You know what? I'll just show it off real quick. Just so you guys make sure you're not missing anything. It's literally just a pathway up to that little crevice. There's no chests, nothing over there. So don't get too worried or anything about it. But let's head back to the right. Go on up here. And sneak on out. And then we should be back to where we were. Yep. And let's climb across this bridge. Kind of want that heart. Let's grab that. We'll drop back down here and head into this cave right here. Got our blue rooster still following us, of course, our little buddy. Got another secret seashell in this general area, which is definitely good to note. Let's take down that keys and blow up this very obviously blow-upable wall. Take down that fish, why not? Just kind of getting in our way. Climb up here and then actually climb up these stairs. Right there. Dashing out here. Now, this room might look a little scary, and you might want to pop open those chests right now. I recommend not doing it yet. To actually get a reward from this room, you need to be able to open all the chests, and as far as I'm aware, you actually can't do it from the top like this. So we're going to come back to this room in a bit. Again, I recommend not opening those chests, because you'll just get some gels attacking you, and it's kind of unnecessary to do it right now. So we head right back into this cave after we grab this chest and slay that Tektite, get those 5 rupees, and get another secret seashell. So how many are we at? What, 48 now? 47? We're getting close to the end of that little side quest. It's weirdly relaxing knowing that we're almost done with that. So let's head back up in here. Obviously, you can open this one immediately. And of course, you're going to have to deal with that gel, which is a little annoying, but it's not too bad. Pop that one open. And again, they're all going to have gels unless you can open them all up in one visit into this room. In that sense, it's a fun little puzzle. And at the end, you do get a very, very nice reward. So I definitely recommend doing this. How do we want to do this? I think we push this up. That way. And then we can push that way. Yep. Got another gel coming at us, but we can kind of just walk away from it. Push this down, and then we should get, yep, perfect. A nice chunk of 100 rupees. I will happily take 100 rupees. Now let's head up this way. Walk down these. How many rupees do we have now? Over 1,000, I think. Yeah. Wow. We might be able to actually afford that chamber stone sometime soon, which is kind of exciting. Let's head down here, and now head over to the right. I kind of didn't want to get damaged by you. Kind of shielded you for a bit there. Let's take that keys out and walk right outside. Here we are. Got a bird statue. You are near the Eagle's Tower. Beware of the bird. Noted. This is an interesting thing to point out. In my personal playthrough, I noticed this little hole right here, and I was like, oh, what is this? And I threw a bomb into it, and nothing happened. And I kind of think it might drop us off down there, but I don't really want to test it. So I'm not 100% sure, but that's my guess. So let's step out here. Got some keys to deal with. Not anything super difficult. Originally, I thought maybe throw a bomb in there and like you'd get a secret seashell, but our secret seashell detector was going off, and even when I did try it, ignoring that fact, nothing happened. So I do think it's like a little shortcut if you need to get back, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. So go jumping down any dark holes like that unless you're sure. Head over to this little area, climb down this little staircase. Jump across there nice and easy. And now you can go up there and use the hook shot to glide across, but we have access to our little blue rooster. So we're just going to glide across like that, skip a little bit of a puzzle, and then walk right out this door. And then we got an interesting looking wall here. I recommend bombing this, especially if you've been having a little trouble, as well as grabbing your shovel and digging up this little area here. We got another warp point, so we can warp back here nice and easy. I'll show you all the warp points we have at this point. Eastern Tal Mountains, I definitely recommend picking that up just in case. It's also very, very quick access to what is in this room, which could be very useful. We found another fairy fountain. Let's grab that fairy. And we're at full health, so we won't need to talk to the great fairy at all, but at least we grabbed another fairy in a bottle. We'll get our hookshot re-equipped so we don't accidentally use that when we don't need it. And then we can head up to the right here. I'll take that. 1,200 rupees. Very nice. Very clean number, too. Let's take on these little gels and walk up this very conveniently placed staircase. Take down you. Got a nice little skull pattern in the ground here. Very foreboding. It's a interesting sign of what's to come. But here we are. We'll take down these Tektites. We'll hook shot that rupee or completely miss it just because it looks cool. Here we are at the next dungeon. Now, let's grab this key, throw it in there. Let's see what we can get. And this, ladies and gentlemen, let's grab that ruby, is our next dungeon. And let me tell you what, this one is probably one of, if not the most difficult dungeon in this game. This is level 7 Eagle's Tower. And because of that, we're not going to start it quite yet this episode. This episode's getting real late, but I do have something interesting I want to try. Let's jump down this hole and see where it takes us. Here we go. Yeah, so I guess it does take us out to that river. That's that little area where we saw that, what's it called? There was the heart piece there that one time when we dove for it right after Angler's Tunnel. So that's a little interesting. If you didn't grab that, that'll be a good time too. Well, let's play Mambo's Mambo and get right back up to where we were. There's no reason to be stuck down here, especially since next episode we're going to solely be focusing on taking on the Eagle's Tower. That is going to be the #1 objective for next episode. So I hope you guys are ready to do that with me. Well, let's get right back up to where we were. Get in this little area right here. Here we are. Ooh, got some gels to deal with. Dash up these stairs and kind of amp ourselves up to take on the Eagle's Tower, one of the most difficult dungeons in this game. So Uh, Definitely, maybe take a breather, stock up on some fairies if you need them, and definitely go apply that magic medicine. Because you're going to need it for this dungeon. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Next episode, of course, we're going to take on this dangerous dungeon. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day.